Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to BioShock Infinite. So, we're in front of this gate. Almost certainly we're going to trigger something by opening this gate, since the game, up to this point, I don't think I've ever had to press a button to open a door that didn't also involve either doing a hairpin lock, which we've already done, or involve loading into a new area. Maybe we'll just trigger a cutscene in which we steal the hand from the mother.
It's her. How are you, Mother? All locked up in there, huh? Looks like you and I have some common ground.
Let me do it.
No.
Let me do it.
Like, this is really crazy that she would even for a second want to cut off the hand of her mother.
Look on
Like,
the other side.
she doesn't even know her that much.
You see, child, you chose to follow a false shepherd, and he has led you astray. What I do for love. What lion does not cringe to see their coven pain, but spare the rod, spoil the child. If you won't listen to me, perhaps you will listen to your mother.
Creepy. So, like, out of the blue.
Elizabeth, are you all right?
Where did she
Just
go?
hold on. You need to rest for a minute.
No, I'm getting that hand.
Elizabeth, why is your mother a ghost?
She's not. He used me to power that device. He opened up some kind of tear.
Is that what happened? Because to me, this just sounds like more magic and more hogwash. Honestly. Like, craziness. We're fighting ghosts now. So we're supposed to defeat the ghost of Lady Comstock.
Seeing your mother raising.
Like, how is she doing that?
Here, ammo. Booker, catch.
Appreciate it.
So, where'd she go? Doesn't seem like my attacks here really work that well. And here I'm dying.
Booker, get up. Booker.
So, yeah. I'm having a little bit of a struggle. But not that much. Like, I think she's almost dead.
Catch, Booker.
Got it.
What happens if I try to possess her? Okay.
What am I? My God. Is she the source of my power?
But what is she? Alive or dead?
Why do you ask what?
When the delicious question is when.
The only difference between past and present
Is semantics.
lives, lived, will live.
Dies, died, will die.
If we could perceive time as it truly was,
What reason would grammar professors have to get out of bed?
like us all, Lady Comstock exists across time.
She's both alive and dead.
She perceives being both.
She finds this condition disagreeable.
Perception without comprehension.
It's a dangerous combination.
Look. Footsteps.
She has to unfinished business.
We have to follow her. Convince her to open the gate to Comstock House.
Okay, so weird. Now I need bullets pretty badly. which probably means I need to just switch out to a new gun. Like, exhausted sigh here. Clearly, and I guess we can't open this section again. So I've already said this game has gone off the rails. So I can't really say it's gone even more off the rails now, but it's gone even more off the rails now. Like, insanely off the rails. And see, I don't know how we get over here to that. Like, would the undertow ability work? No. Can't charge at the wall because you have to hit somebody. Return the singer. Doesn't work. Bucking Bronco. Doesn't work. So unless there was some kind of trickery going on here. Ooh, maybe this is it. No, that's not lighting the torches. See, that almost seems like this is the trick, is that you would want to light these torches to get over here. But no. So how does one open this section? I guess I'll never know. In fact, I do almost recall not ever actually finding out how to open up this section. Anyways, we're supposed to be following the footprints of the ghost, which we've not been paying enough attention, so I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have it quite. I assume she's up here somewhere. There's Lutice and her
It's
brother.
a shame you have need of her to enter Comstock House.
Frankly, she doesn't seem all that cooperative.
There is a way to bring her to reason.
3 truths you must discover first.
Truths which, in this world, Comstock has destroyed.
If only one of you had the power to alter time and space.
That would be a blessing, wouldn't it?
So find 3 tears.
There's something off about Lady Comstock.
Yeah, I noticed.
No, you don't understand. She doesn't belong here. I brought something through. I'm not so sure it was her.
Okay, so now we're gonna go into the marketplace, I guess, which is good because that's what I was hoping for. Like, I didn't want to miss out on a major section of the game. But this game is taking a weird turn. Definitely. In that we're chasing this ghost, and we're now trying to find evidence of something that happened. We'll probably fight some regular people. I should buy some salts, but I'm gonna ignore it for now.
Here's some cash.
Still trying to get money up. So the Vox took over the market quite handily. I wouldn't be not super surprised about that. See, she wants to go that way, and they want me to go this way. And I'm not sure how much of this splits into different directions anyways.
Show yourself. Anyone against us is a thief.
I haven't found anything yet. Need these salts?
He's still there?
Absolutely. And she just like teleported right where I am.
On it. That's all I've got.
Clearly, the shotgun not a weapon that you can use.
I don't see him.
And just relying on a bad gun and a shield isn't the greatest system. So here we go. So we have to switch out a little bit. I need some health really badly. This is an area. Money around the cash register instead of in it. A lot of apples here that I can't pick up. Do I want to pick up a pistol? I think I do. And that's all that was even in this facility. Where's the lockpick? Down there on the floor. That's a good indicator of just how long it takes her to find things. Look how unround these apples are. It's just... There's definitely elements of this game that are not animated right. So she wants me to go into this area. Risk of death or serious injury. Columbia Science.
It's locked.
No problem.
So hopefully we'll come back to this area.
There.
This looks like where Lutis started their research. Look at the books and the empty bookshelves, which is not something we've seen before. More blood. More of these little Tesla things that we haven't seen a lot of. Oh. Let's go this way. So it looks like she's gonna just walk in here anyways.
It's a tear.
There's something in there. Should I open it?
Has her opening a tear ever been the right move? Good question. Let's look around before she opens the tear and we end up in the 4th version of Columbia. So tears are not just created by her. They are something that the Latisse people could make.
Comstock seems to have been made sterile by simple exposure to our contraption.
A theory. Just as sexual reproduction can de-emphasize the traits of each parent, so goes the effect of multiple realities on our own. Your traits dissipate until they become unrecognizable or cease to exist.
So Comstock was sterile? So how did he have a kid? I don't want to trigger the tear until we've looked all around here, and hopefully we won't end up having to walk around these areas multiple times. Another locked door. Let's see. Some money. A wallet. So that was sort of worth it. You can see Latrice was sleeping here, and then they built it right into the building. And time for some health upgrade, which, you know, that wouldn't be too bad. We have hit this point in the game where a little bit of extra health. I don't think I can jump down. It's totally barred off.
Comstock has sabotaged our contraption, yet we are not dead. A theory. We are scattered amongst the possibility space. But my brother and I are together, and so I'm content. He is not. The business with the girl lies unresolved, but perhaps there is one who can finish it in our stead.
So Comstock sabotaged the machines and put the Latrice in the position that they seem to be in now. The Latrice twins. And it seems like the Latrice twins certainly want to help Elizabeth. You know, they aren't coming out right with it and saying it. There was something floating right here, ghostly. See?
My sexual interest in your dear prophet is non-existent.
And Madame Lutece.
Furthermore, the man is quite sterile. It's a lie. Come here, you little bastard! I want her out of my house!
Sterile?
They weren't my parents.
Then what were you to them?
A child that they decided to imprison. She deserves whatever Comstock did to her.
Again, Elizabeth being very childish,
What did you mean
being
before
grown
when
up.
you said Lady Comstock didn't belong here?
She's almost feral. It's like she's a reflection of... I don't know.
Maybe a reflection of your hate of her, your childish hate of her?
Lady Comstock seems to believe the child is a result of some errant act of carnality between myself and her beloved prophet. I told the poor woman the truth, that the child was a product of our little contraption, but I think she found that less believable than her delusion.
So that's one bit of information discovered. And we are supposed to go out the door. And now she wants me to walk that way or that way. Seems like it doesn't matter one way or the other. Doesn't seem like there's anything there. And we certainly aren't fighting anybody.
Go on without me.
And you can't ever open these doors, so I don't see a reason why we should
Think
open
you can
them.
pick this?
Looks simple enough. Done.
And I'm drunk. again. Let's eat a bunch of food and see if we can get our health back up to maximum. What is she looking at? Another one of these. Killing with excessive damage stuns nearby enemies. Nope, not gonna use it. Man, that season pass clash. I think it also was the Clash of the Clouds DLC particularly that gave you all these extra upgrades and pieces of equipment. And it is really just ruined the fun of this game. It's like all the challenges out the window. And maybe there was a time factor when you first played this, if you played it brand new, that you didn't have the ability to get all those extra upgrades. But for anybody who's playing the game these days, it's gonna be super simple, like we're seeing here. So we're going, kind of see the ghosts going that direction.
I've seen the signs. I know what's coming.
You can see this lady has lost it. More and more people seem to be getting affected by the tears and the different dimensions, which kind of implies that it's not just a natural thing completely to go to a different universe, which of course, obviously, but it's destroyed, it seems, like every version of Columbia. Not a single one is getting left untouched by it, her actions. Which in itself might, I mean, it potentially threatens to the entire destruction of Columbia from all of time and space. I would be surprised.
Everything I say.
Like, for as messed up as things are, looking for money still. Still need all these upgrades, or want them. And see, I want to make sure I go through all the market district back to the main part of the section of the game. Just to make sure I'm doing everything.
Fireman!
So, how many bullets does it take to kill a fireman just by himself? Well, if I could always guarantee a hit. Seems like I'm at like half damage right now. No, I'm closer to a quarter damage.
Here, ammo!
Come on, die already.
Help me out with this lock.
Come on, give me something challenging. Ready.
Milson Brothers and Company. We've got another one of these. And I hope we're not going to end up right back in this place. And this is a section you could potentially miss, but then I don't really believe that. If that was the case, that would be very silly. And so we got what we were here for. I just wish we had a map to the whole place, instead of having to rely on the occasional maps on the wall. Excelsior canned meats, we've seen this sign before. Lots of things on fire. And see, we are right about to this point.
Can you unlock this?
I'll see what I can do. Done.
And see, it seems like they want me to either go back this way or in that direction. I'm really not finding the ghost following it. What, 25 things?
Seems right up your alley.
Come on. Give me something challenging. There.
Book.
Code book. I wonder where the cipher is.
Interesting. So we found the code book. We found some more money. Found some more lockpicks. And frankly, we're so close to the bank anyways. I feel like we probably should do it. Just go down this way and follow the storyline. Here we've got a crow. We haven't been seeing too many crows.
She tests us!
I'm about to die. So I hope I'm doing the right thing. Hopefully I'm not just wasting my time.
Ammo! Catch! Sorry, that's all I've got.
I gotta kill all these guys, come on. And see, like this, I'm right against the wall here.
Watch out, Crow!
And look how the enemy types are just totally messed up here. It's just this weird combination of different types of enemies. Do I need the Murder of Crows ability? I think I've got this guy tricked against the wall. Well, he can't do anything else.
Take it!
Much obliged.
There we go.
Take this!
Nice!
Wasn't there a tear over here for a health kit? You can see they're burning the bodies now. And now I'm on fire. Which is, I guess, something that is kind of new. It doesn't seem like we were able to do that before. Oil spill.
Go ahead.
You bet.
So clearly they want us to go this way. At least in part. Bank of the Prophet.
What could this place have to do with my mother?
See, I think I may be doing this out of order, but you know, this is what it
You hold on to this.
naturally seemed like it was going to be. Are we good? Are we set back? That was slightly creepy, but I don't understand why we're doing follow the next tier, which is over here. And look back at opening day. Remember, we're in the third universe, so some of these should be different. But I bet they aren't. How did they fund the building of Columbia? You kind of have to assume that it was built completely in conjunction with the United States. That this was supposed to be the 51st state, or probably even a lower number than that. Yeah, and then in 1901, he attacks China, and they secede from the Union. Almost like Columbia was supposed to be this military thing, but Lutrice has built this entire city instead of a military thing. Like, in all logical construction, Columbia should look like a giant floating battleship that has shanty towns built around it. It shouldn't be this entire city. And I don't even see a single ship that really seems like it's what the core of Columbia was. And I assume Columbia grew, and it wasn't just a matter of they launched it as it is. And here we're getting more of the stuff, and inevitably I'm going to be looking down searching a body or something when this triggers. We started over here. I missed something. Missed the lockpick. Either that or it appeared after I left. Oh, there's nothing more here. And is this an elevator? I guess it is. And I guess we're just gonna leave this area into another area. I guess it's not gonna matter too much if it turns out that we have to spend a lot of time here. We're getting some creepy sounds. Might as well start with that freight hook. I want my handgun back at this point. Where are they?
Great!
And again, like, I'm even running out of things to say here. It's like, just another short little wave of people. Nothing amazingly interesting going on here.
Got it!
Sure, give me some salt. You know what, just go possess somebody over there and start fighting for me. Let's see, what can we find? Switch the gun. Yeah, I'm not playing it up for the recording either. I'm just like, okay, another wave, another kind of dull interaction. When I was playing Borderlands, I don't really feel like any of the interactions were boring to the point that these feel like. Let's try the heater, why not? Probably won't work, but or if there was a section in Borderlands where... Is that what she was talking about? This little circle that... We haven't seen that before. Like, maybe in Borderlands when you ran into a boring section, you would have a vehicle where you could run over the characters. You do run back and forth through the same area in Borderlands a little bit more than you do here, but it still plays a little bit better. You're certainly having a lot more fun with it.
50%.
What's that?
50% of everything people earn here goes right to Comstock as a tithe.
I gotta get me a job in the profit business.
So, like, he's vastly approaching like a just communist totalitarian dictatorship. Like 100% would be communism, true communism. So, and frankly, I think that's what this society really would be. Is that all the money and effort would go to the Comstock in the church, and then the church would provide for all the needs of its people. And you don't see phrases like that on the walls. And that's why I think Ken Levine probably dropped the ball a lot in how he's telling this story, as the third in a series of economic theology games, different cities based on different economic theories. Although BioShock 2 was also kind of the socialism idea in Rapture, so it's kind of a false equivalency in that too. There's this giant vault. I don't think people would enjoy knowing that their prophet has a giant vault somewhere. One of the reasons why Jewish people were pushed actually into being money lenders and doing financial services jobs, and eventually it helped a lot of them, even though they didn't really want to do it, is the fact that under early Christianity of the time, it's clearly says in the Bible not to be a money lender, not to lend money to anybody. And that is also true under Islam too, as far as I understand it, that they don't give out loans. So since Christians and Muslims and, let's see, what was that piece of equipment? I didn't even read it. Sorry. Go back and pause if you want to see it. It seemed like something that might increase flame damage or something. Only Jewish people who were left, well, during the time, I suppose, non-believers of any religion might have been money lenders too. Maybe that's why bankers get such a bad rep these days.
Type 3 letters to spell the voice.
3 letters.
VOX. Try the typewriter.
Alright. So there was a code right here. We didn't even know about it, but we had already found the code book. Take some money.
I know the prophet is a liar, but he cannot be. I know the prophet is a murderer, but he cannot be. For if the future lies only in the imagination of God, why would he reveal it to such a monster?
So Comstock's quite the monster. We kind of knew that already.
Lockpick over there.
When did we start getting this circle system? Like, this is new. I swear there are just parts of this game that are literally completely different programs attached to other programs. Like, this does look like a lockpick. But we're at 30. Maybe you just can't have more than 30 lockpicks. Because I've got that reticle right on there. I guess we'll come back if we ever need a lockpick or use any. It's also worth mentioning when I said that bankers have a bad rep. That is the right word, not a rap. A rap is when you don't do something. Rep is pretty much deserved, as in reputation. And I think most bankers, in general, if you're just really, really generalizing here, deserve the reputation they get. Did we come through this door? think of the Prophet with 3 people that none of those look like Comstock. So maybe that was his aspirational picture.
Footsteps seem to go down to the vault.
What else was I going to talk about? I'm kind of struggling now to find things to talk about, things to even comment on. We're in another one of these sections that's really slow, and part of that becomes a problem. It's also a problem every time we search something and we don't find anything. And see, I don't know what we particularly are going to find anyways. What secret could be hidden in the vault other than he's taking all the money. Oh yes, I was going to talk about how the church just doesn't seem like it exists in this world. Like, you would think we would see more prophets, other than the prophet we... not prophets, I mean priests. You don't see priests. Instead, you see military and government people. This gun is awful. This is so bad a gun.
There's no way out. Get him out
More time to leave. Salts, take them.
So she didn't pick up the salts that were
Keep my eyes open for more.
over next to her. Instead, yeah, let's make the right choice and take the burst gun. Yeah, I don't really see the point of having so many guns when a significant portion of them are just pointless to use. There isn't a single enemy in the game that it starts to make sense to use the heater, for example. But yeah, I would have liked to see more Bibles, more priests, more nuns, more signs promoting the church. Like, Comstock as a man with ego, it makes sense. Like, you want some of that. But also, you would want the idea that his child would succeed him to make sense. But how is this child going to succeed him if there isn't that foundation of support from a let's switch to the machine gun. From an established organization. Like, what you're definitely not seeing is people saying, save the lamb. You're not seeing people saying, bring the lamb back to Comstock. Don't shoot the lamb or anything like that. She's literally should be bulletproof because everybody would be too afraid to shoot at her. But they don't care. They don't care that she's there at all, which is slightly strange. going that way, so we'll look around. We did see some of their devotion at the very beginning of the game. Not at the... about 3 or 4 hours in the game when he told them to stand down and they just stood down while I was right there with the gun. But they only listen to Comstock. And we don't know any more about their theology. Seems like Comstock makes it up as he goes and people just follow it. I wouldn't be surprised if half the people are terrified of Comstock and just following his instructions on fear of penalty of death. So that would be some backstory that would be interesting too.
I found a lockpick.
Where are you finding a lockpick? Like, I'm not even seeing them now. I just think I'm at the maximum. So we need to go this way. And this way is boarded up. What's this? Dropping a weapon creates a ghostly ally for a few seconds. I'll take it, but that would be ridiculous to use. Just imagine me switching between guns left and right during a fight. So we have a crow's. And see, this is upgraded enough that I can pretty much kill this guy in just a few seconds. He seems to disappear after a certain amount of damage. Seems to work that way. And I guess we'll be fine to look at this.
And if I do this sabotage, all their patents, all of them, Mr. Fink. Now, why does the Prophet want these two killed?
For the same reason Lady Comstock lies buried.
Child. And why does he want me to do it?
Because only you can make it seem an accident.
So...
I don't think that's the real Lady Comstock. I think she's a combination of herself and my feelings towards her.
What do you mean?
I'm just so angry. At her and at my father. I think she's her, but she's also partly me. I'm not even sure I understand it myself.
Now the other thought too is maybe there was no Lady Comstock. Maybe it's her mother is her. But I don't think they're implying that.
Columbia will only survive so long as my line sits the throne. Yet Lady Comstock produces no child. I have done what a man can do, yet there is no child. I've asked Tess about the matter, but even she refuses to help.
See, I think this is a shortcut. Let's...
Got a lock here.
That won't take but a minute.
Lutez says the bastard is a creation not of her womb, but of some unholy science. I do not know which is true. The child is no more divine than I. What says that from my husband's prophecy? He begs my silence, but I can only offer him forgiveness. But with repentance, need come truth. suffer his lies no longer.
So she was going to tell everybody, and he killed her for threatening to expose him. So I just... Oh, you can't go back this way. Interesting. So I can't go back and get the lockpicks even if I wanted to. That's actually a waste of time to even consider it, but... Trying to find money. You would think you'd find more money in the bank. But no. Yeah, the idea that Lady Comstock is actually Elizabeth and it's just a time manipulation thing kind of doesn't change anything or help anything. It's an interesting concept that if you did something with it would be cool. But as it is just being thrown out there, it's just kind of an interesting idea, and that's it. So we kind of didn't think, I really didn't think I was going to end up fighting these guys again. Look, a ghostly shield on the doors. So you can't go too far. I almost killed that entire group. Can we find her? And can we kill her? See, I'm not sure if we would have an infinite supply. Where are you going? Where are you going, Ghost? You can see she's taking damage. Okay. And I don't think there's a real reason to run back through all of this. Man, sometimes I jump down these paths and I take no damage. Sometimes I jump the same distance and I take half a heart of damage. It's very inconsistent. I'm gonna take up this carbine because I don't think I've shot this gun in a while. We need health, money, potentially lockpicks, but not really. Salt. There is that chance, I suppose, that I missed something in this whole area. I am glad, however, that we did have a reason to come in here. That would have really sucked if the game had no reason for us to even come in here, or it was just a side quest area. But it proved itself to be useful. Doesn't seem like there's any upgrades here. And let's see, we're at 27 lockpicks and quite a bit of money to upgrade things. Unlike the previous section where it felt like we were kind of cheating to upgrade. They were just handing us cash after cash after cash. This feels more earned, at least slightly more earned, with the idea of fighting a ghost. If we were fighting ghosts up to this whole point, that might also have given us more of a challenge. I guess I wouldn't be too upset with more challenge, of course, because this has been boringly easy. And we're just gonna walk out here, and we may fight somebody new, or we may not. I wouldn't be surprised. So, as it goes, I imagine we'll want to go back through the market and back to the graveyard, would be my guess, and take on yet another tear. Find the Vox code. You found the Vox cipher. Keep an eye out for the Vox code. Well, didn't we already accomplish that? That seems like a glitch. Unless there's some other Vox code somewhere we missed. Or maybe it gets used twice. We need 4 more upgrades and then we'll have our health to the maximum and there'll be nothing else we can do. How are we doing on upgrades with weapons? Quite nicely, actually. There's still about 3 on average needed for the Vox weapons, but we're doing almost 1 on average, or less than 1 on average for the regular weapons. And then that means we can start to spend any extra money on the less likely to be used abilities that for the vigors, which we're rolling about 1 on average there. And we're getting the story done, which it's a crazy story though, and I'm still having a lot of problems with it. I really, now in the retrospective, looking at this game, can't believe this was even called BioShock Infinite. Like, this should have just been its own game. They should have just said, look, it's not going to be like BioShock. It's not going to have anything to do with it. It's going to be its own separate story. It's very interesting to think about what Ken Levine's next game is going to be, because after this, he said he wanted to make small games with a small team, or he wanted to make games with a small team at least. He may still want to make big AAA games, but I don't think he wants to do anything with BioShock anymore, and I wouldn't be surprised if he found that his next game is completely different, and that would probably be a breath of fresh air. That being said, if you want to play more games like BioShock, it's looking like Prey will suit that need. Although, in a lot of ways, like, the System Shock remake is going to come out, and that might satisfy that desire, and then things like Borderlands 3, when that comes out, might be more interesting. Even Battleborn, which is a game that didn't even succeed that well, might be more fast-paced and smoother than what we're having. This game really suffers from premature aging as far as the number of enemies, how fast they move, their abilities, how smart their AI is. It makes the game feel dull a lot more than it did when it first came out. Anyways, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.